welcome to Crafting on the Plains. My name is Jacinta. This is my channel where I talk about cross stitch, sewing, knitting, quilting, and whatever other crafty endeavors that I happen to get up to. If you are a new viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you so much. If you have not already, please consider liking and subscribing this video. As of my recording, I have 999 subscribers, so there's 999 of you, and I cannot thank y'all enough for coming back to my channel, subscribing, interacting with me. So thank you so much. And if you would like to consider subscribing, you could be the 1000th subscriber, and that would be super exciting. I'm definitely planning my Flossiversary 1 year on Flosstube is coming up, I think, in a month or two. So I'm planning on doing some exciting stuff for that. And then I definitely, if I get to 1,000 subscribers, would like to do maybe a bigger type of giveaway or something. I don't know yet. But yeah, so all of that admin stuff out of the way. Today I have mostly cross stitch. I've got a finish. I've got some new starts. I've got some whips. I've got some haul. I don't always have haul, but I've got quite a bit of haul. And I also have a little bit of sewing to share with you as well. I did go to a retreat. I went to my first in-person retreat. Thank you all so much, those of you who wish me well on my first retreat. I talked about it in my last episode. I'm not going to do a full retreat recap just because I don't know that everyone's interested in that, but I am of course going to be sprinkling in information about what I did, what I bought, because a lot of my stitching the last couple weeks has been sort of retreat centered. So, but I did go to the Stitching Bee retreat. I will link their website below because they do have a couple other ones coming up. If you are in the South Central United States area or you're willing to travel there, I did want to say I had a fabulous time. It was great. And yeah, it was amazing. I loved my Table 11 ladies. I met two new friends that I just sat down with. I'll put their Instagrams down below. I asked them if I could. They said yes. Their names are Ashlyn and Bree, and they're from the same town that's across the state from me. And we just had the most fun this weekend. So thank you so much to those of you, to those ladies who, yeah, basically just let me crash their party. We became just basically best stitching friends this past weekend, and they were willing to drive me around and took me shopping with them, and yeah, we just hung out and it was great. People were asking us, well, how long have we known each other? And I was like, they've known each other for a while, but I just met them this weekend. And I met so many other amazing folks, had great conversations, a lot of fun. So it was amazing. But I will definitely be sharing some of the stuff that I got at the retreat, some things I worked on, and all of that throughout the episode. So, all right, so jumping right in, I do have two finishes. One of them I will show you now, and then the other one I have to pop a picture of. So this is a finish. It's not a finish, but it is my Moonlight Visitor from Blackbird Designs. And this is from the Anniversaries of the Heart series. I think it's block 9, maybe. I am doing seasons or Anniversaries of the Heart abridged is what I'm calling it, because I just picked 4 out of the 12 blocks for my own small immediate family. I didn't want to do the huge big one. I started this back in 2021, I think, and I'd only been stitching for a little over a year at that point. And so I was intimidated by doing something that size. Plus I don't know, for various reasons, I just wanted to pick a few blocks. So this is what I've done. So the first one I did was over here. That's Swan Lake. That one I did for my husband. This one is mine. Again, is Moonlight Visitor. This one down here is Farmhouse. This is our wedding anniversary block. And then in the blank spot in the corner is going to be Pumpkin Farm, and that'll be for my daughter. So I just finished this one, and last time I showed it to you, it was almost finished. I put in my initials for customization, and then I also added in my maiden name initial on the door, because I don't know, it sort of tells a story. It's got my husband, me, then our wedding, then our daughter, and so it felt weird to put my married initials but that's also my current, and I don't know, I was conflicted. So this was my compromise to myself. I put in my birth date, and I did change out a few of the colors, mostly based off of what I had available, because some of the called fors when I went to kit it up weren't available, like they weren't in stock easily that I could get. And then also I'm stitching this on a 32 count vintage country mocha. And honestly, if I was starting this now, I would probably do a 36 because this is quite large. I still like it though. And I have found, I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but vintage country mocha is kind of a tricky fabric to stitch on sometimes. White shows up beautifully, light colors, but anything that's like ecru, tan, browns, all of that can be very tricky on it. And so there was a few times where I had to switch out colors just to make it show up. So I don't have like an official conversion for this because sometimes I sort of just went with whatever worked at the moment. But if you are interested in any of the colors that I chose, please let me know and I'm happy to send you any information that I have. I will tell you this green that's on the tree, I don't know what that is. That was like a free gift that I got in an order from Color and Cotton, and it just said like the tag said thank you for your order. It didn't say the name. So I don't know that one, but the other stuff that I switched out, I'm happy to give you the information if I can figure it out. And that's on any of these blocks. If I can figure out the information, I will gladly give it to you. But very happy with that. And then of course I need to do my fourth one, which as I said will be Pumpkin Farm. I'm thinking I would like to start that this year. So this is on my WIPGO board. So if it gets called for WIPGO, I might go ahead and start it then, or I might start it on my daughter's birthday. My daughter's birthday is in October, which is a very busy time. So if I start it for my daughter's birthday, I definitely won't get it finished this year, but at least it will be started. So there it is. And I'm doing this 2/2 on 32 count, in case I didn't say that already. All right, so that's a finish for now, and it's gonna just go back to the side until I start my final block. Okay, I do have another finish that I do not have with me, so I'm gonna pop a picture somewhere in this area of it, and it is my scissor fob that I made for the scissor fob exchange at the Stitching Bee retreat. So you could stitch a scissor fob, make it out of some other type of material. You could buy a scissor fob. There was like not a lot of hard rules, just something scissor fob, have a scissor fob and you could play. And so we did that exchange game, and I showed you last time in progress, I just pulled a bee-skep motif off of a free pattern from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. I highly suggest that website, that blog spot, if you are looking for free patterns, especially if you're into kind of like vintage prim type of stuff. Lots and lots of free patterns. Most of them are pretty small, so they're quick stitches. And I just pulled a bee-skep pattern off of there. I just kitted it up with my own colors, and then I stitched it. And then I used some store-bought like twine, baker's twine stuff, and I did it around the edges, which was, and I'd never sewn cording onto an edge before, and it was sort of an endeavor, but I did it, and I didn't hate it. I only hated it until about halfway through, but it turned out really cute. I added a little bee charm that I got at Joann's, and I'm really happy with it. The person who got mine thought it was really cute, so that's obviously the most important thing, but I was really pleased with it, and I filled it with poly pellets, which I've never used poly pellets before. And I gotta tell you, I did not like sewing up the bottom of that thing with the poly pellets inside, because it's not like fiber fill where it sticks together. They were just falling out all over my couch. But I made it work, and it did have a nice weight to it. So it was good. It was a little bit trickier than I had planned on it being. But okay, so that is departed for me, but I'm very happy with that finish. Now I'm gonna talk some new starts, and I've got a few new starts. Okay, so this first new start is in a project bag that I made for myself out of some Lewis and Irene fabric. And this is The pattern is the Blue Flower, Hedgehog, and Hyacinth. And this I started before the retreat. I think I started the day before the retreat, and I have a pretty small start on it. But I wanted to have a Bridgerton start. Pardon me, I just hit myself in the eye while I was showing you this pattern. So really good. Okay, so this, I think I was explaining the Bridgerton start. Bridgerton start is people have been, they've been starting a new project while they watch the newest season of Bridgerton. And I loved this pattern when I saw it. It was a market release this spring. And it's originally kitted using some cottage garden threads. That's what it's was designed with. And the threads are beautiful. The silk pack is beautiful. But by the time I didn't realize that that was what it was stitched with until after I bought it. And then it was sold out everywhere. So that's all right. It's okay. I just used my own stuff and I'm really happy with it. So I have the tiniest start. It's so cute so far. And I don't get a lot of TV time. Unfortunately, I work from home in the summer. And so usually when I'm eating lunch, I'll just turn something on. So I've been like eating my lunch and then like whatever time I have left of an episode, I'll stitch a little bit before I go back into working. So this is all I've managed to accomplish so far, but it's really cute. This is on 36 count oyster shell by Fox and Rabbit. And I had been eyeing this fabric for a while. And then when I was on vacation, I went to an LNS and I actually saw it in person and it's beautiful. This is not doing it justice. It is like a lilac-y gray. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Highly recommend. And the current thread that I'm using a few different things, but the purple I'm using right now is Sea Anemone from Color and Cotton. So I've done my own conversion using basically like the called for DMCs and then the 3 colors that I'm subbing. So there's DMCs and then there's 3 cottage garden threads that are called for. So instead of the cottage garden threads, because I don't have those, I'm using again Sea Anemone by Color and Cotton, which is a variegated purple color, like a berry purple. I'm using Castle Garden, also from Color and Cotton, which is a variegated, like, it's kind of like a hunter green to grass green. And then I'm doing Wood Trail by Gentle Art, which is like a variegated goldish, brownish, bronzy color. So those are the main over-dyed substitutions. If you're interested in doing this pattern, but you, like me, missed out on the thread pack. I'm really excited with how this is turning out, and I am very, very happy. It's quite a small chart too, so I'm thinking that it will not take me terribly long to stitch as long as I just get some stitching time in. Eventually I will stitch on this at times other than Bridgerton, but for right now it's fun to kind of be, you know, have a little special project to work on a few different occasions. Okay, so my next stuff is all retreat related. So I had a new retreat start and it is in, I'm going to show you the project bag. So there will be some haul that I show you along the way. So this project bag is from, there's me glare, Golden Familiars, the Golden Familiars, and she is an Oklahoma-based project bag and project keeper maker. She makes some other things. She makes like zipper pulls, scissor fobs, and needle minders, basically anything stitchy she does. She also does custom orders. So she was vending at the retreat and I saw this, and I love mermaids and I love kind of like spooky witchy stuff, and this is like a spooky witchy mermaid. And of course she looks like Morticia Adams. And then so Renee, she's the maker, and she has a Flosstube. She mentioned me in the last one, so thank you, Renee. I'll link her below. Definitely check her out. If you like this type of vibe, you will love her Flosstube. But she said that she calls her Morticia Adams. And I also love a pun. So then I knew that this had to be mine. So very cute. And then the back is just this kind of like, I don't know, kind of dark, like sepia thing. And then this zipper pull or scissor fob was actually given to me by my friends Ashlyn and Bree as part of their table gifts. And I thought it worked so well with this bag. So that's the new bag. And what I started is Stars by Plum Street Samplers. So I saw this as a market release. I ended up ordering it online and I really, really like it. It does have a companion piece. There's like so this is by Plum Street, and then Shakespeare's Peddler came out with one that's called And Stripes, and then it's an ampersand, and then like a barn or another barn. I don't know if I'm going to stitch And Stripes for a couple reasons. One, this pattern is more involved than I thought it was. That pattern looks even more involved. They're both small and cute. I'm also not sure if I like that one as much. And I also kitted this up from Stash, and I don't know that I will have enough to stitch both with the same exact threads. And I feel like if I don't stitch them with the same exact threads, it's going to look weird. So I might omit this portion that says Stars, just so it'll look better if I don't end up stitching the pair. So I'm going to stitch it, omit Stars, and then see how much thread I have left, and then kind of decide what I want to do. But so this is it. And I kitted this up entirely from Stash just because I felt like I could. I'm going to tell you that I love Plum Street. I stitch a lot of Plum Street, and I always feel like their patterns are super good quality. But this one I have not loved. I can't show you the pattern, but I feel like the symbols sometimes are very similar to each other, and you have very similar looking symbols next to each other in a pattern, and it can be difficult to distinguish which thread you're supposed to be stitching with. Also, the grid is not numbered. There's no center lines marked. Like, it is gridded, and the 10s are bolded, so it's not that big of a deal, but it's just those little things that are missing from it that I feel like normally I feel like I can pull out a Plum Street and I have no issues whatsoever. So I don't know if maybe it was just because it was like the mark. I don't know what the deal was, but anyway, so just be aware of that. It's still a really beautiful pattern, and it's a really fun stitch. So I think it's worth it, but I was just a little bit put off by that. Okay, so here is my progress so far. It's in a hoop because I was actually working on it this morning. So here we are. This is stitched on 36 count sand by Picture This Plus, and I did a full conversion. I'm using for some of the called for DMCs, but I did a full conversion. I'm going to show you what threads I'm using right now, just because I don't know. Sometimes I change my conversions as I stitch because things don't look right or show up on the fabric well or whatever. I will post a full conversion on my Instagram once I'm done with the piece. But I'll show you what I'm using so far. So number one, the white I'm using is B5200. B5200 is called for in the pattern, but where this is supposed to be ecru, and the ecru does not show up at all on sand. So what I am doing is I'm just using B5200 both for where B5200 is called for and for where ecru is called for, and I'm perfectly happy with how it's looking. What else? I am stitching it 2/2 on 36 count. And then my red is Color and Cotton Adobe. My blue, my kind of more blue jeans blue, is Wedgwood by Stitchy Stuff. And then my brighter blue is, my brighter blue is Wedgwood by Stitchy Stuff, and then my more denim-y blue is Stormy Sky by Stitchy Stuff. And I'm really impressed with Stitchy Stuff. I just picked up a few of their flosses like maybe last year, and I feel like they are drier feeling than Color and Cotton. Does that make sense? But they're very soft and they're very easy to work with, and they do not tangle. So I would say they're still similar to Color and Cotton. They do feel a bit drier, but not in like a bad way, if that makes sense. So yeah, I like them a lot. They have really beautiful colors. They are on Etsy. I will link them below. And then for the variegated in the roof, so the roof actually calls for 2 different colors, and I'm using Wookie by Forbidden Fiber Company. So I just dove into my stash and just grabbed whatever I thought looked good. I have a really long piece. Does anyone else do this? Do you leave the piece long and then cut it when you're finished? I feel like that way I get the maximum amount of fabric usage. And then this needle minder I also bought at the retreat. This is from Nessa's Needle Minders. I think it's called Nessa's Needle Minders. And I think she has a Facebook, so I'll link that below. But it's so cute. I bought 2 of them from her. This is a little clay moon, and it's got a fox and all this adorable stuff. So I could not say no to that. So that is that retreat start, and I'm really enjoying it. I would like to get this done this season. I also have been doing this. I stitched on this on Memorial Day. Since the retreat was on Memorial Day weekend, I thought a patriotic would be a good start. Okay, I'm cleaning up my mess or else nothing will ever make it back into the right bags. Okay, my next new start was not planned, but I kind of figured that I might buy some stuff at the retreat and start it. This is, so we got, when we went to the retreat, the Silver Needle folks came by. That's the LNS in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And they gave us a $20 coupon to be used on sale items, basically. And earlier on, we were chatting, a few of us were chatting about Mill Hill kits. And one of the ladies at my table, Bree, she was saying that she really wanted to get and do the pretzel. And I was like, oh, I want to do the pretzel too. Like, that's really cute. And lo and behold, when we went to Silver Needle, on the sale table were 2 of the pretzels. So this is it. It's the Autumn Harvest collection. It's a pretzel, obviously. It's so cute. And she finished hers at the retreat. I am not as speedy of a stitcher, and I had some interruptions that I had to take some calls for, and just, I don't know, various things were happening. But I am getting so close to being done. So I finished all the stitching. This needs to be, let's see if I can hold it up here. Okay. I finished all the stitching, and now I am just onto the beads. So the salt are all these like vanilla Mill Hill beads. There's some other beads, and then there's beading around the edges. This is supposed to be a magnet. It comes with the magnet. I think Bree's going to turn hers into an ornament. I might go ahead and make mine the magnet. I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to finish it up and then sort of see what I'm feeling like. But anyway, it's really cute, and I'm really, really happy with it. It's just so quirky and fun. So, okay. So that's that new start, almost a finish. I have one whip that I worked on as well. I took this to the retreat because it's on 32 count, and I felt like I wasn't sure what the lighting situation would be, and so I wanted to have some 32 count light colored fabric to be able to see. The lighting was awesome, by the way. 36 count was no problem, but I am really happy that I brought this out. So this is Real Comfort by Modern Folk Embroidery, and I am getting so close to finish on this. So this chart originally has an alphabet charted below it. I'm cutting off the alphabet. I just don't want to do it. I don't think it needs it. So I finished the quote, and then I started on these houses here. And these houses are surprisingly a little bit more difficult than you would think. This is another needle minder that I got from Nessa's Needle Minders. So like I said, I bought 2. That's my other one, if it will focus. And so yeah, I'm doing these houses down here. And this has been my travel project because it's monochromatic. I'm stitching this on 32 count. I'm actually not even sure that this fabric tire does fabric anymore. I'll have to look into it. And I'm doing DMC variegated, and the DMC variegated I am using is 4240. And it has a lot more purple in it than it shows up on camera. But I'm really liking it. This has been a travel project for me, but I have started to just work on it regularly. There's been a couple nights even since I got back from the retreat that I have just pulled this out to work on it, especially the houses, because now that I'm so close to a finish, I just want to get it done. Like, I'm just excited to have it done and get it finished and move on. So there it is. And I still need to, I changed the dates. And so I changed it from this is her date of death, and then I'm going to rechart her date of birth over here. So I just need to do that. Every time I sit down to do it though, I don't want to rechart. I just want to stitch. So that's kind of my problem. Okay. That concludes my whips. I'm going to tell you about a plan that I have, and I think that's it. So my whip go call for June came out, and it was my New Year, New Start. So I'm housing that in this bag that I made, and then I have this little zipper pull that I also got from Ashlyn and Bree. There we go. So cute. And this is my Plum Street, again, Plum Street Spring Loom. And so I'm really excited to work on this. I took this to my retreat and I thought that I would do fill-in, and I didn't. But I am going to try to make this piece kind of a priority for June. I have some things that I'm thinking about starting in June. I'm not sure what I'm going to start. Well, I do know one start that I have planned that I'm going to be doing with one of my Flosstube friends. But other than that, I do want to put in at least some good solid time on this, because I would like to get more of it done. I don't think I'll get this done this year, especially because, like, even now, like, it's definitely a spring piece. As we're getting into summer and then definitely into fall, I know I won't feel like working on this, but I'm not worried. It will get done at some point. And I'm using the Victoria Clayton silks for this one. And this is a needle minder from Flamingo Toes. Okay. So that is all of my whips. I'm going to go ahead and do the giveaway that I had put up last time, and then I'm going to do my haul and a little bit of sewing. So what I'm giving away is this was my little table gift that I made for the retreat. So I made this cute little, I don't know, pouch thing. I figured you could use it as a notions pouch. You could put warts. I don't know. You could just, I wanted it to be something functional and pretty. And also it helped me use up some of those, you know, when you have special scraps, like they're from special projects or they're really extra pretty and you don't want to get rid of them. Like you don't want to use them for something because you're saving them. So I went through like my special scrap bin, like my special pieces that I had just been keeping and hoarding, and I made little beautiful gifts for people. So, and then I put a cam snap here. I explained more in detail in my last Flosstube. And so I had this, and then I printed up these cute little business cards. And then on the business cards is where I put my needle minders. So you will be getting one of these. And thank you to everyone who played along with the giveaway. I really appreciated it. Quite a few people responded, and the winner was, I have it pulled up here and I'll put it on the bottom of the screen as well, was Jennifer Haas 5683. So that is your YouTube username, Jennifer Haas 5683. Please contact me either via email, which is down below, or DM me on Instagram and give me your full name and address, and that way I can get this shipped off to you. So thank you everyone who played. I don't have a giveaway this video, but I am definitely, like I said at the beginning, I'm getting close to that 1,000 mark, and I'm getting close to my 1-year Flossiversary. So I will definitely be planning something in the next couple videos at least. So we'll see what happens there. All right, so let's talk haul. I did some shopping, you guys, at this retreat, which I had planned too. So I've got a lot of stuff, and then some of it is like Stitchy Kindness, things that I won, whatever. It's all gonna be mixed in. So I'm gonna start with some of the things that I was given. So we had some games, and I was the winner of one of the games, and I won this really cute little collapsible Ort container. And it basically goes like, you can put it up. I feel like you can do this basically with it, and then you put your Orts in there, and then you can like smush it down and it goes in your project bag. And these were being sold at the actual retreat like table. So I'm not sure who makes these. If I can find the info, I will put it below. But I was really happy about this, especially because I had forgotten to bring an Ort container with me to the retreat, so it worked out. I also won a few little things, mostly like candy and things, but then I also won, I'm really excited about this, I won this Moselle silk, and this is in the Wiseman colorway. And I have heard so many people on Flosstube talking about Moselle silk, and I have been wanting to try it so badly. And so now I have a little bit of my own, so I'm really excited. It's a small bit. The colors are beautiful. I think this will be perfect for a quirky Quaker, so I'm thinking about that. But if you have any suggestions on what to do with this small amount of like really variegated silk, let me know. I got a few other little things. Bree and Ashlyn also made these little bee needle minders. Whoops. Bee needle minders that are so cute. I had that on a project and then I had to take it off for some reason. And I also got another needle minder from another retreater. I did not ask her if I could give out her name, so, but I got this. There we go. So if I'm able to get in contact with her, I'll find out if I can put her name, because I don't want to just like give out someone's details on the internet if they don't want it there. Okay, then I did some purchasing as well. I think there's a few things that I got that I don't have in this bag, so you'll eventually see all of it. But I did some purchasing. They had a kind of a pop-up that was being sold for Live and Die LA there, and so I picked up a couple of their flosses and a couple of their fabrics. So these are the flosses. These are 25 yards. I got Smack the Jellyfish, which is not coming up true to color at all. It's very green and blue. Variegated. This is definitely, it's much more muted here, but it's beautiful. So I'm not at all sure what I'm going to do with this. No idea. And I also got Mermaid. I love this one. Love, love, love this one. So if you have, this is what I'm asking for this video. If you have recommendations for patterns that work well with variegated, like super variegated color flosses, because I have these and then I've got the smaller one from Moselle, please let me know. Give me your recs. Patterns for variegated flosses, because I have a few in mind. I think like an ink circles would be good with these. I don't know, but if you've got recommendations, please let me know, because I really want to use these, but I've never stitched with anything this variegated before. And then I got some fabric. This one, sorry for the crinkling, is a Lugana. It's a 32 count and it's called Standing Stones. I was definitely loving the 32 counts. I've been having some like eye strain stuff going on, and so I mostly stitched 36 is my favorite, but I wanted to pick up some 32 count because I felt like it might help me just have a little bit. I've noticed I don't have 32 count in my stash, and I want to get a little bit more because I think it's going to help my eyes. So it's really beautiful. It's kind of like a sagey green color. And then I also got, this one is perfect, and this one I do have a plan for. I got a 32 count linen in chalkboard. And it is a charcoal with a little bit of purple. And this one is going to be, it is going to be Poisonous Plants by the Witchy Stitcher. Absolutely. Poisonous Plants. That's what it has to be. Is that by Poisonous Plants or Night? Is that by Witchy Stitcher or Night Spirit Studio? I will put, if I said it wrong, I'll put it correct. But this is going to be Poisonous Plants. And I love it. I was very impressed by Live and Dial lace fabric. I had never purchased from them before, and I think I will be placing some orders in the future. Okay, that was what I bought at the retreat. Like I said, we also got a little bit of a coupon to the Silver Needle, and so of course we went over there, did some shopping. I also bought some stuff at Joann's that I realized I don't have with me, so I'll show that in another episode. But this is what I got from the Silver Needle. So we were able to get $20 towards anything on the sale table. So I picked up some stuff, and then there was also a couple things that were just regular price that I just had to get. So number one, I picked up some more of the Lady Dot Creates trim. I got this in Grape Fizz. I thought that would look really good on my hedgehog and hyacinth piece when I'm finished with it. And I also got something that I have had my eye on for years. And I've always wanted to get it, and then I just never got it. And that is the Satsuma Street Goth Moth. This is a ornament, and it comes with the, so it's a kit. It has the perforated paper, it's got the beads, it's got everything you need. I don't know if I'm going to do it on the perforated paper or if I'm going to stitch it on a dark linen. I think it would be gorgeous, like if I did it like this right here and stitch it on a dark linen and framed it. I would love that. But I also have been really into the perforated paper kits because they're very easy to see. They're super easy to pick up, put down, whatever. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I think it's so, it's just, I love moths and it's kind of spooky. I probably won't stitch this anytime soon. Maybe I'll start it around Halloween, but yeah. And then look at the floss colors on that. That's beautiful. You can also buy this just as a pattern as well from Satsuma Street if you want to kit it up yourself. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Okay, my next one I bought, and if you're my mother, I would prefer that you looked away because this will be a surprise for you. Just fast forward a couple minutes. She's definitely still watching because we don't really do surprises very well, but I tried. So I picked up this, it was on the sale table, and then I'd never seen this before, but I felt like it'd be perfect for her. It's called Grandma's Garden. It's by Hands On Design. And I think it comes with 2 patterns. So it has, it's always spring in Grandma's Garden. Sorry that it's in this. And there's a little bit of glare. And then there's also this one that says Love Blooms in Grandma's Garden. My mother she's actually a gardener. That is her profession. And she loves to garden as a hobby. So she has tons and tons of gardens, loves flowers, loves growing things. And so I thought this would be nice to make for her because that's also something that her and my daughter love to do, is to go out in the garden together. So, and then it comes, so this one down here, the pillow, it comes with the rickrack and the ribbon and the little buttons and then the wool felt square to make like the pin cushion. So I think I'm going to make this one. I like this one actually better in terms of like how it looks, but it came with all the stuff for this one. So I'll probably go ahead and do this one. And I think she'll like both of them. So there we go. So I thought that would be cute. And I may actually start it soon because her birthday's coming up. I haven't decided. I'll either start it soon. I don't know if I can get it done before her birthday, but I'll start this at some point and give it to her. And I think she'll like it. All right, so that concludes my haul. I am going to do a little bit of sewing. So I went to Joann's a couple weeks ago with my daughter, and we picked out some of the pre-shirred like dress fabric. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this stuff. It's this stuff, there's straps, that it comes on the bolt like this. It's got shirring, so it's sewn, so I'm going to turn it inside out. It's sewn with elastic into it, basically. So this is stretchy. And it comes on the bolt like this. The top edge is finished for you. And then it's really, really long. And you just cut, like, buy however much you need. And it's supposed to be like a one seam dress, essentially. So I got some for me and some for my daughter. I will tell you, this is a little bit pricey. But if you want to get into garment sewing and you're intimidated, this is the easiest way to do it, y'all. This is the easiest way to do it. Super, super simple. So all you have to do is, again, get your size, cut it, and then you sew one seam and a hem, theoretically. If you are willing, if you're okay with it being strapless, that's all you have to do. I wanted straps on both of ours, so I had to do a little bit more work, but it wasn't a big deal. So this is mine, and then this is my daughter's. So I'm actually going to show you on my daughter's because my daughter's is smaller, so it'll be easier to show you. So hers is this really beautiful bee fabric. So obviously hers was way too long, the fabric was, so I did cut it. I am quite tall. I'm 5'9", and I had plenty to have it be a floor length like maxi dress. So even if you're tall, you will be absolutely fine. And I will say, like, even if you're on the more petite side, my daughter is 5'5", and this still fits her. I would not buy this for anyone younger than like 5 or 6 because the shirring is ideally the length for an adult, right? And so it comes below her waist, but not to a weird degree. So it comes like maybe, I think it starts flaring out about her hips, or a little bit above her hips. So it's fine for her, but I would not make this for a child that's younger than that because it would be like too long on the torso unless you wanted to like chop it and sew it, and that would be kind of a mess. That sort of defeats the purpose of the one seam dress. So I just did my lazy hem, which is just serging it and then turning it under like that. And then I added straps, which is obviously optional. I did not use a pattern for this, but I'm sure if you Googled like shirred fabric dress, it would come up. I added straps just because I wanted that extra security and I think they look cute. I just tied a knot in them like this to have them on the hanger, but obviously when she actually wears it, it'll be tied into a cute bow. So I just took some of the fabric off the bottom because I had lots of fabric off the bottom of her dress, and I just made some straps, turned them, did a little 45-degree angle edges, and then I put it on her. I did not use the I literally put it on her, figured out where I wanted the straps to be, and then sewed them on. And so here's the inside. And I have found if you sew with a matching thread right along one of the shirring lines where the elastic is, that you can hardly see where the straps are sewn on. So super easy, beginner friendly project. With hers, I had quite a bit of fabric left over because obviously these are designed for adult women. That's okay. I think I have enough to make her like a little top or something with the excess fabric that I cut off. So I'm happy with that. So that's that one. Very cute. And then mine is not the same fabric, but it coordinates. So we'll still be adorable together. And mine, I did the same exact process. I made my straps a bit thicker. My straps are like 2 inches, a little bit more than 2 inches, because I want to be able to wear a regular bra with it, and I wanted the straps to be able to cover it. So that's what I did. But if you're not worried about that, then you could make your straps whatever length you want to. And again, I did not use a pattern. I just literally wrapped her on my body, pinned it, cut it. I will tell you, for cutting purposes, if you are going to, you should rotary or scissor cut here through the shirring, and then to get a straight line, cut just a little bit into the non-shirred fabric and tear it. It's terrifying, but I promise you it is the best way to get this fabric cut straight, or else you're going to be a mess. I had just enough fabric at the bottom to do my straps, but again, I'm quite tall. I made mine like a midi length, and I had to cut my straps at 4.5 inches, so that way when I flipped them over and sewed them, that they would be a little bit over 2 inches. So, you know, your mileage may vary, but if you're tall, don't worry about it. And if you're petite, don't worry about it, because it fit my daughter. I will say I overbought on this fabric for sure, because I was not thinking about the fact that I'm pretty sure that they measure the yardage on this part and not down here. So just think about that, because it is quite pricey, and you don't really want to overbuy if you don't have to, because it is expensive fabric, especially for like Joann's. But it was really fun to do these. I whipped hers up in like one morning. Like, we were just, I don't know, it was like a weekend morning and we were hanging out, and I just thought, I'll do this really fast. It took me like an hour. And this one, I think I did over like 2 evenings. So very fast, very easy. I did way overbuy on my own, so I have enough to make her another dress that matches this one, which is okay, because I love making her dresses. So those are really cute. We haven't worn them yet because I just finished mine last night. So I think that we're probably going to wear them this weekend, hopefully, if it's not too rainy, and we'll take some cute pictures and try to put those on Instagram. So that is all of my stuff. Like I said, I have some other stuff I bought at Joann's, but it's not in here, so I'm just going to show it to you later. And probably in my next episode, I'll have some more sewing and quilting and knitting. I'm hoping that I will have that to show next time. So that is all of it. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far, and I hope you have a great few weeks and you get lots of crafting time.